Aloha, welcome to the Library Lab, Leeward Database Deep Dive, finding and citing scholarly articles in your topic. My name is Natalie Kahn. I'm the instruction librarian at Leeward Community College. My job is to connect patrons with information. And if you're taking or have already completed English 100, you've probably already connected with two of our most popular databases, Academic Search Complete, EBSCOhost, and ProQuest US West Newsstream. Academic Search Complete contains articles from over 8,500 scholarly or peer-reviewed journals, and ProQuest US West Newsstream contains news articles, including Hawaii periodicals. Those are only two of over 100 subscriptions that we manage here in the library, and you have access to for free as a Leeward CC patron. Today, I'll introduce you to three additional sources out of this 100 plus. And so that way we'll take a deeper dive together. We're going to explore ABI Inform, JSTOR, and Science Direct databases. ABI Inform features thousands of full-text journals and key business and economics periodicals, such as The Economist, Forbes, and Wall Street Journal. JSTOR contains over 12 million archival journal articles, books, images, and primary sources covering the arts and humanities. And lastly, Science Direct contains articles from over 1,000 scientific journals. So exploring a few different resources for when you need different kinds of info. To find these and other databases, we're going to begin our search at Leeward Community College Library website. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Oh, awesome. And here we are. Hopefully you visited our website already. So our first step is to select this Library Research Center. Notice in the top right, we have a list of popular databases. This includes Academic Search Complete and ProQuest US West Newsstream. But to see the full list of databases, click on A to Z databases. It's at the bottom of the box. Conveniently, we're going to start with the first one, ABI Inform Collection. Let's click on that. Awesome. Oh, it wanted to pick up where I left off. All right. So underneath the description, where it tells you a bit more about ABI Inform, you will see a list of subject coverage that includes business, economic conditions, management theory and techniques, accounting, finance, and more. This database may be helpful for business writing or for researching topics related to business and economics. Let's do a deep dive and search for business articles about employee motivation. So I'm just going to use these keywords, employee motivation, and hit search. Over 452,000 results come back, which we can narrow down to peer-reviewed articles written over the past 2 years by applying available filters. So we've already selected the full text filter. We can make sure these are scholarly, peer-reviewed. So now we still have quite a lot. Let's make this a lot more recent, maybe in the last, oh, I don't know, 2 years. So let's go back to 2023. Awesome. Today, wow, we still have over 14,500, which is a huge amount. So I think something like maybe adding a term to narrow it down. Maybe let's look about explore leadership and how leadership can help employee motivation. Okay, there's still so many. 7,800 scholarly articles in the last 2 years. This is a ton. Um, let's see. If we start to read some of our results, leadership styles and employee motivation, quantitative study in a Chinese call center, authentic leadership and performance of public service in Tanzania. Oh, you know what? Another filter that might be useful is the location. So we can narrow it down quite a lot by just looking at studies, reports from the United States. A little bit more manageable. There's still nearly 500 results. Okay, so if we scroll down a little bit, we can click on something that looks interesting to us. Gen Z in the workplace. Okay, that's very interesting to me. So I'm going to click on this result. Now, once you're here, this is really cool. The full text of the article is right here for you. But what I really want to point out are these handy tools that are located in the top right. You can download this article, cite it in any variation, APA, MLA with title casing, Chicago, and so on. You can create a permanent link, and there are many other options, such as emailing this article to yourself or saving it to your Google Drive. So there are a lot of really useful tools so that you're not only able to find these articles about business and economics, but you're able to save them, cite them, and send them to make them findable again. All right. To recap, we visited ABI Inform and we searched across tons of business and economic periodicals to find an article about employee motivation and leadership. Next, we're going to visit one of my favorite databases for scholarly articles in the humanities, social sciences, and sciences. So to do that, we're going to go back to our A to Z list, and I'm going to click on the J for JSTOR. It's our only J database. When you click on JSTOR, again, if you scroll toward the bottom, it tells you more about this collection and different things you'll find. So here we can find out what's in JSTOR. We can explore different things. Let's see, we can do an advanced search by subject. That sounds interesting to me. So some of the studies include African American, Asian, British studies, arts, more business and economics if you didn't learn enough in ABI Inform, history, humanities, law, medicine, science, social sciences. So there's a ton of information here as well. Let's see what happens when we click on film studies. I know I saw that somewhere. That's something that I think is pretty unique. Let's see. Ah, there it is under humanities, film studies. So I'm going to click on that. And you can search within this collection. Let's see. Wow, I'm really interested. If I look specifically, if I look up Hawaii in film studies, I wonder if there's anything that will come back. Ah, we have a ton of information, 296,000 results. So you can search within these results. Some of these filters can be really useful too. We're focusing in on these sort of scholarly or peer-reviewed resources, so we can click journals to narrow it down a bit. We can look for specific subjects. If you expand, there are 76 additional subjects here. This could be interesting. There's astronomy, botany, huh, maybe environmental science. This sounds really interesting. Ooh, managing the catastrophic impacts of sea level rise. You know what? I can guarantee you I got out of film studies. I'm going to click on film studies. That was something I haven't explored before. And while we're doing a deep dive, say, let's do that together. So if I select film studies, see journal article about pineapple, must be a film. Back matter. This is really interesting. Maybe I'll go back to my environmental studies. Oh, well, okay. Journal article, Hawaii, an Occupied Country by Noelani Goodyear Kaupua. It's from the Harvard International Review from about 10 years ago. I'm going to click on this just to explore some more of these tools. Now, something about research is you can always come back, and the best way to retrace your steps is generating a good citation. So again, up at the top right, if we click on Cite, it loads 3 different styles of citation. I'm going to copy this one, but I am going to point out that the author's name looks really good in all caps, but it isn't necessarily MLA style of formatting. So these citation tools are amazing because it provides you with the information you need to find this resource again, but sometimes it needs a little bit of help to make it perfect, like lowercasing most of the letters except for the initial letters of the author's first last names. Okay, awesome. Let's see. Okay, so citation tools. JSTOR contains a tremendous amount of not only scholarly articles, but also books and images on a wide range of topics. In addition to arts and humanities, it also includes many scientific reports and studies. But another of my favorite databases I want to share today for science is Science Direct. So we're going to check that one out. It's our last database we'll deep dive together. So back to our A to Z list of databases. This time we'll click on S, scroll down to find Science Direct. All right. So broadly, Science Direct covers physical sciences and engineering, life sciences, health sciences, and social sciences and humanities. So again, if you didn't get enough from JSTOR, here's another great place for you to do research. You can click each of these headings to browse subjects within each discipline. Life sciences, for example, includes journals and books in agriculture, biochemistry, environmental science, and more. There are also a few popular articles and recent publications listed here. Let's search for information about taro. So we're just going to do a simple keyword search and see what kind of information we get back. We can always add a word like Hawaii, so taro and Hawaii, so that we can narrow it down from 18,000 results to 848. I can narrow that down a little bit further by making sure they're really current. We can make sure they're research articles again. So now I have 442 scholarly articles about taro and Hawaii, which is pretty good. Something we can do is browse our results. So I see there's information here about mitigating the risk of Alzheimer's through adoption and adaptation of a local diet, cultural safety, spatial models of Hawaiian agroecological extents. There's some really cool ones here. I think let's click on Native Hawaiian complementary feeding practices as told by grandparents, just to get an example of some of the really cool articles you can find here in Science Direct. So, like many scholarly articles, it begins with an abstract that tells you the background, objectives, methods, and findings of this particular study. It's a great example of an academic article that explains concisely all of these things to help researchers quickly determine if reading the full text of the article will be useful. Now, Science Direct is a little bit different. Here you can export a citation um, to find the record, but something I actually recommend, this is a little bit of a pro tip, but you can copy the title of this article. If you go back to the library website and search for it in Primo, Primo is the library's one search tool that searches many of our collections and databases, and I actually prefer the citation tool here. It also happens to default to MLA, so if you're an English student, this is very convenient. So just a little bonus trick on some of our tools along with some of these great resources. So ABI, Inform, JSTOR, and Science Direct are just 3 databases out of 120 that you have access to through eLibris Library. I hope that you'll continue to explore these and other resources, other research databases to connect with scholarly sources and amplify your own scholarly voice by citing these sources in your own work as you strive to complete your coursework, solve problems, and make the world a better place. Mahalo for your interest in researching in the library. Hui ho.